So the next thing we need to understand the BGP protocol, when it is used, when it is applicable, when it is not. But you are going to be the transit network because you're providing connectivity to your own customers and you're connecting them to the rest of the internet, rest of the world. So which means you are acting as a transit means you must run BGP. So without BGP, you cannot do routing. So you have to run BGP. That's must. So if you are a service provider, then obviously you will be the transit, which means you must run BGP. So service providers must use BGP, compulsory. But whereas if you are not a service provider, let's say I got my organization, this is my organization ABC, and I'm not service provider. Okay, I'm not a service provider. I'm not offering any service provider or internet services to my customers. But there are some organizations still they prefer to use BGP on some selected routers. Like generally what they do is they will be having their own routing protocol. Like let's say here we run OSPF or EHRP or any routing protocol to communicate within the AS. They still run BGP on selected routers. So let's say there are 2 routers where they also run BGP. So generally the border routers, we can say, connecting to the service providers. So they do run BGP in these scenarios where they have a multi-homing environment. Now we have something called multi-homing. Multi-homing means where you have multiple exit paths. Now if you want to go to internet or outside your network, outside means anywhere, it can be internet or it can be a data center or it can be a remote organization. But whereas wherever you want to go, you can go outside via 2 connections. That's what multi-homing. So if you have just one connection, we call this as a single homing, which means there is only one path. But whereas when you have 2 exit paths, 2 or more, we call this kind of connection as multi-homing environment. So where you have a multi-homing environment and where you want the data leaving or entering your AS should be manipulated. We call this as path manipulations. Now one kind of example you can say, like let's say in my company there is a data center. Let's say there is a data center where all my servers, let's say, hosted, and let's say these are the public IPs, whatever the public IPs they are hosted. Now what I want is, because normally how the traffic will go, it will use any one as a primary and the other one as a secondary, which means if the primary fails, secondary will be used. So I don't want like that. I want all the traffic which is going to my internet should go from service provider 1, and all the traffic which is destined to my data center or maybe to my servers hosted somewhere on the data center should go from service provider 2. So we call this as path manipulations. So when you have multi-homing environment, you can also do path manipulations. And in these scenarios, most of the medium-sized to big-size organizations, even though they are not service providers, they still run BGP because they want to manipulate the paths. So they don't run BGP on all the routers, remember that. So they run on selected routers, maybe 2, maybe 3, whichever connects to the outside network, maybe 3, maybe 4, not more than that. Okay, so this is one scenario where you will be seeing the BGP implemented in some of the organizations, even though they are not the service providers. So these are the 2 use cases where you see the BGP. Now, again, you also need to understand when BGP is not appropriate. You should never use BGP, especially if it is a single home AS. Now, single home means single exit path. Just like this is my organization and we got one ISP connection and we call this as a single homing environment. Now, in the case of single homing, there is only one exit path, right? So when you just have one exit path, is there any path manipulation required here? Because anyway, you have to go from the same path, right? So there is no way you actually change. So there is no point in running BGP here. So even though you run BGP, then it's like unnecessary resources. You just use simple default route, that will be sufficient for you. Okay, so that's one case where you should not use BGP, and you don't really bother about path manipulations. Then you don't need BGP. Simply use static default routes. And also you need to consider other things, like if you have a lack of resources like memory or the CPU processing limitations, or even if you don't have a proper understanding of the BGP filtering and the path selection process, like limited knowledge of BGP implementations, then again it is not recommended to run BGP. Because you might think like, okay, BGP configuration is very simple. I just go and say configure 2-3 commands and I can start run BGP between my router and the ISP. But you need to understand, when you run BGP, the service provider will maintain millions of routes. The service provider maintains millions of routes on the internet, and you may end up installing all these routes in the routing table, which can make your router down. So generally, in some service provider cases, they do some route filtering in BGP, probably, which will deny these prefixes from entering into that. So if you don't have a proper knowledge of the filtering, and if you remove the filtering without knowing, or if you just simply go and configure the BGP, or even if you are just running a small 2800 series router, or small even 7000 series routers, which may not be enough to maintain those routes on the internet. So typically, if you have limited resources, limited understanding of the BGP filtering and the path selection process, again, it is really not recommended to run BGP. So these are the use cases where we use BGP. We use, if you are a service provider and if you are running a multi-home environment where you want to do path manipulation, these are the two use cases or the scenarios. And again, if you have single home environment, you should never use BGP. And also you need to avoid the BGP, especially if you don't have resources and if you don't have an understanding of the BGP path selection process or the BGP route filtering options.